Rescue, Data and Repair. My name is Dr. Ben. Happy welcome, and today we just fixed an iPhone 13 Pro Max board which was mailed in out of the USA because it doesn't want to boot. And this slows down, and you see here on the CPU that looks pretty bad. So we have to fix that. So it's now up to us to fix the surface later, and this could be pretty interesting for the viewers. Just had to use a little bit more of UV, so for you it's satisfying, for me it's work. It starts at 20 milliamps, so typically for a CPU disconnect, and we will now reball the motherfucking CPU and get it back to the board, okay? We start with we start with just taking the board apart, separating the two board halves, and then we need to take a look for everything we need to do on the board. So we go to 230 degrees. Why do we do that? Because the solder between the top layer and the middle frame has a melting point of 217 degrees. So we have to separate the board. And while that preheater is heating, I can drink a schluck of beer. So Flötzinger Hell, the best one in the world. Yeah. So we need just a little bit more hot air, and then we can separate the top layer from the middle frame. And then it's all about having a look for the CPU. We have a stuck at 20 milliamps. Stucking at 20 milliamps is typically CPU disconnect issue because the phone dropped, and after that it doesn't want it to boot anymore at all, and it's stuck at 20 milliamps. So our customer went to repair shop and they told him they can't do that, but they know somebody in Germany who can do that. And then the customer had a look at YouTube, saw our channel, contacted us and said, "Can you please fix that for me?" And we said, yeah, why not? Just mail in your device. Use our website for doing that. And then probably we can help. So separate it, baby. So we separated the top layer from the bottom layer, from the middle frame. And now it's all about having a look for the CPU to get the CPU issue fixed. Not a problem at all. So we just clean up on the top of the CPU. And to see if it's really a cold solder issue, we just take a little bit of hot air and we heat up the CPU, and then we have a look if we get an apple again. And if yes, we know we need to reball the CPU. The board is hot from separating, so I just need to add a little bit of hot air to it. And now we just need to see, do we see an apple again? If yes, we know we are on the right way. I take a 13 Pro screen. It works perfectly for a 13 Pro Max. A lot of people don't know that. So on data recoveries, I always use this screen, even for iPhone 13 Pro and for iPhone 13 Pro Max. I use the same screen. It's just you need to take a look for the touch. You need to jump a little bit under to just get the touch served in the right way. Now we need to take a look if we can boot the board again, and if we can take out the CPU and reball that beauty. So, okay, we have no short circuit, that's pretty fine. And now I just want to get my tweezers on the right point. That's pretty okay. We have no it jumps directly to 120. That's pretty fine. I keep the tweezers holded, and we see an Apple, and you see, because it's a 13 Pro screen on a Pro Max board, the Apple moves it a little bit to the side. That's okay, boot behavior is fine. So we know we just have an issue with cold solder under the CPU. If we would now reconnect the board halves, it would work for 1-2 hours, perhaps 1-2 days, but then we would have the same issue again, stuck at 20 milliamps, no boot. So the right way now is just to lift up the CPU, reball that, and get it back to the clean board, okay? And that is what we want to do today together. So let's directly go under the microscope and start with cleaning the underfill around the CPU, lifting out the CPU, cleaning the board, reballing the CPU after cleaning it, and then get it back to the board to get a working phone again. I need to take away my glasses if I work at the microscope. So that looks pretty good. I just need to clean the underfill, not the underfill, the thermal paste a little bit. See here and here, so I can get a better sight. Then I need to get the board fixed in here. That's pretty okay for removing the underfill, okay? Therefore I need a nozzle. Shizzle my dizzle my nizzle. Where's Snoop Dogg? Snoop Dogg here today.
Smoke weed every day.
Smoke weed every day. Okay, then it's all about cleaning around the CPU. You see, we have a lot of small parts around the CPU, and we need to scrape away the glue. So we try to don't lose any small parts. So here we have the main power IC. So it's better to cover that with heat sink. That is what I want to do here. Like that. And you see, gently, gently, gently scrape away the glue. And the top side. Same here, going in. Feel to don't destroy anything. Don't scrape too deep. And don't damage the small parts. Or knock them off, or whatever. What should we do now, Dr. Tim? Assistant Tim.
Take off the CPU?
Yeah, I try to, okay?
Yes, sir.
But not with this nozzle, because the JBC here is too new for that. Okay. Lecker. So, and now we just need to take off the CPU. Therefore we go a little bit out here. We heat up the board and then we go straight to the CPU and we circle only for the CPU. We have a rectangle CPU. And we are done. CPU's off. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Yeah, CPU's off. And this looks pretty good, I think. So CPU to here. And now it's all about cleaning the board, and then we control the value of the board if all is fine. Then we set the CPU back with a fresh Reball. Solder paste. And let's go. So we go over the board with the wick and a lot of solder on the wick. We use low melt just to don't rip any pads and to get the low melt paste directly onto the board. This here is ground layer, that's not a problem. First stage, people. Now it's all about cleaning. Clean room wipe. Going over. Having a look. Okay, so now we use a little bit of hot air and we clean the glue, and after that again with the wick. Then we control boot behavior, then we clean the CPU and reball the CPU and get it back to this motherfucking board, baby. See, here we have a capacitor who wants to move, but not a problem. Okay, we turn the board. And we take away the glue between the small parts. Don't need to do that if you don't want, so it's okay if you only remove the underfill on the sides, but I do it completely between the small parts too, just to get a bit aside if something is loose which I need to fix or not. See, this one and this one needs my help with a little piece of using the solder tip. This one too, you see? So before I continue, I just want to fix that and that here. If you lose a cap, it's not as bad as if you lose a resistor here. So I just take that away here. Clean that. Then we need just a better tip. Let's see if we can use this one here. I need to order new tips. You see, this one is a little bit too big normally for doing such a job. So, okay. 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 See, it's just a short touch. And it's fixed. Okay. And we just clean underfill again. Or glue around and then the underfill. A lot of people ask on this work, that's pretty small things. I always tell them it's like if you work at surgery as a doctor. That's why I'm Dr. Ben. So you just need to be patient, be carefully with everything you do here. Because it's like a hard operation here on an iPhone. Let's repair the heart of this iPhone, huh, Tim? What about title like this? My heart beats like a jungle drum. Now we just add some flux here. Some tiny little bit of flux, baby. And then we need to clean the board. For those who say that I work too slow, if I don't do this for video, I do that in a much faster way. Tim knows that. But for you in the video, it's like every step I do here, I do it in a slow way, and you need to know that I'm just working on another place with slightly other tools as on my table. So it's always like, it's a little bit different to work. So if I clean my tip on my table, I got another tip cleaner, and I don't need to do anything, just put it in and it works perfect. And here it's no metal brush inside, it's soft brush inside, and so I need to, it's just different for me, okay? The last area here. Now we should be almost ready. What we see here and here, it's just the crown area here. So that doesn't make anything, okay? So normally you can just let it stay like that. And it's okay, we can cover that for the video if you want. Not a problem, but therefore we need... no, we don't do it because we need UV, and I don't want to take that now. So you see here, 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 here. That's just the crowned areas, and it's not needed to do anything here. So now it's just having a look that the solder is completely away, all the pads are flat. Take away the rest of the glue here. Let's see that all is flat. And if all is flat, here and here, then the board is pretty good prepared for just getting the CPU on again, or not. So, have a look here. I think this looks pretty okay. We just clean that one more time. And we clean the whole board. Okay. Looks good or not? So now we just have a look for the value on power supply. We connect battery voltage 4.2 volts, get the output activated. This looks good, and now we just boot up the phone or boot up the board. Try to boot up the board without the CPU connected, and we are at 12 milliamps. Not like on the 12 series, we have about 32 milliamps. Here it's like on the generations before, 11 to 12 milliamps with Logic EEPROM, without CPU. So the board is pretty fine prepared, and we need to prepare the CPU, baby. Let's go. So we just add the CPU here, and we add flux, lot of flux. Lot of flux. And then, what do we need to do then, Tim? Adding solder. Yeah.
Yeah. Ask your nurse. Not your nurse.
I don't have a nurse here. So you're my now for this video.
Maybe Andy can beat the nurse in the next video.
Yeah, why not? Why not? So we take solder. And then we get the solder directly here onto the pads. Okay, here you see the pads take the solder. We have low melt solder 138, and this lows down, and you see here on the CPU that looks pretty bad, so we have to fix that. And I think this could be the issue which we already had before, because we worked with really low temperatures and it just looks like this is an issue we need to fix directly on the CPU. Perhaps this video can be interesting. So this is not caused by lifting out the CPU. You can trust me, because we were working with the right temperature range. But sometimes it goes like this and we have to fix that. So now we just start by taking away the glue. Because the surface on this CPU, starting at the 12 series, the surface is much better than before. It's stronger and you can work better on it. So we need to take away the glue, you see? Gently taking away the glue. And because the surface is stronger, normally things like this on this surface don't happen at all. But sometimes it happens still, because not every CPU is the same and every damage is a little bit different. So it's now up to us to fix the surface later. And this could be pretty interesting for the viewers. And I'm pretty sure that this is a sign of the damage this CPU had. You see, we have a lot of glue here sticking on the CPU. And you see, the surface is really strong on the CPU, okay? But here, you see that? It's one area which is completely lost surface, yeah? So, let's check that. You can see that, Tim? That looks not good.
What is that?
The surface is damaged, but we can fix that. Now we need to clean the rest. and the surface is damaged without us starting cleaning. You saw it before. So it's not because of the cleaning or because of taking out the CPU. It's just bad area here. And we need to get that fixed. It's only here in the middle. See here, it's only a small part. Okay. Good. Almost done. Whoa, CPU wanted to go away, but it's not that. So now we are going here to the area, just gently losing the rest of the glue. Let's see if we can get this running again. Normally, yes. You see them from time to time on other CPU generations. You see this much more as on this GPU generation. So sometimes you see it, yes, but mostly not. But now we have to work with this what we have here. So what we do now is just using wick. Normally I don't like to use wick on these CPU types, but here we have to do it. So where's my wick? Where's my wick? Here. So now we need to be gently. Okay. Do you see that, Tim?
Yes.
How does it look?
Not so good.
Ah, I think we can fix that. It's just, we just have a bad surface here. In this area it's really thin. Normally on this CPU type you don't have this, okay? But sometimes in some areas and according to the damage before, yes. You see here? The surface comes away here even. So can be caused by drop. So we just do something now. We just take UV glue, okay? And then we need to work with that, okay? So we can work in two ways. We can go between here, or we can go over and scrape free then. the pads later, because it's a little bit bigger area. I just want to cover that completely and then scrape away the pads. This will take a bit of time, but for me in this situation it's just better. You can see we could go on here like this too, but no, we go completely. We go one time completely. Like this. Do you see? Surface is just fucked up in this area. It comes away without doing me anything here, okay? So, but pretty okay. First step. This one is not charged. I go and hold. Okay? Okay. Yeah. I have another one on my table which is better than that. Yeah. This one is not good. So this is a good one. So we now just use UV light. And here is the same issue because we need to have a power cord. So while that, I just cover the next area. And you see in this area here, because it's smaller, I just do it like I go directly here between the pads, so I don't need to scrape a lot off. But you see the surface of the CPU is not as good as it is normally on this CPU generation, okay? So just remember, normally on this CPU generation, thanks, the surface is pretty good, really good. But here on this CPU, it's like perhaps it's a Monday CPU. Battery is empty. Battery is empty here. Let's have a look if we can speed it up by using a normal charger. No, battery is empty. Okay. We need to wait a short time. So, and now we need to work with a new plate and just scrape the pads free. So that's work, people. See that? What does Dr. Tim say?
Never seen this before.
So it's like we need to scrape the pads free. You can fast forward this then. Just had to use a little bit more of UV, so for you it's satisfying, for me it's work. Work which you don't have to do normally on these CPU types, really. Mostly they are perfect for the surface. Here we have just a little bit more of this UV. So we just take away. Okay. And we are almost done, like you see. Tim, this looks good or not?
It looks like every pad is free of glue.
No. Some more work here in this area. But almost we are done. So you can choose your way. Take more time on doing the glue work. Okay, these are free. They look good, I think. Now we go over to here. And almost done. Tell me in the comments if you like that or not, okay? And I just want to say again, it's not my fault. If this would be my fault, I would tell you. But we left out the CPU with a perfect temperature. We were fast with doing that. So this is just for a bad CPU condition caused by trap, and on the trap we got cold solder between board and CPU, and the surface came off with that. So that's probably what happened here. And then we just need to find a way to fix that to get a working phone. But it would be no option to give the phone back to the customer booting just because of heating up the CPU, and 3 days after it won't boot anymore at all. So this would make no sense at this point. So we just need to fix that. I just saw one more, 2 more which we need to fix, 3 more, and then we are done. Okay, so 3 little areas which we need to fix too. So here, here and here, and after that we are done with repairing the CPU, and then we can just reball that CPU and get it back to the board. So normally, if it would be a normal case, we were already done. But here you see, it's like using wick here one time, wick here one time, wick here one time. Why we use wick here? Just to get away the solder. Just point on. Just in a little spot, you see? Done. So now it's really almost done. But I think it's interesting to see that not each repair is the same, and sometimes you need to work like that. So we go in between here. Here. Here we just need to take a little bit more. Just get the UV here, take it from here to here, you know what I mean? Yeah, and for here I just take it and move it a little bit just to get it flat, okay? It's not nothing happened here in this area, it's just to get it flat. And we add some UV light, then we just go over with a small solder ball again, then we reball the CPU, and hopefully then we can get it back to the board. Yeah, that's nice. That's pretty okay. Having a look if the pad is completely free. So, like that here. And okay, I think we can just get it directly to Reball. Just cleaning the CPU. Back side and front side. And having a look under the microscope, now we are going over to having a look at the CPU. Oh yeah, and that's satisfying because I think it looks like we repaired that. I just go to get a stencil. Dr. Ben is back to life again, baby movie. Now we have a stencil, a working stencil, which we need for doing a CPU reball here. Nice. Let's have a look. Tim, do you think this CPU wants to work again?
As I already said, yes.
Okay. So, and now we can just reball the CPU, so let's directly get the paste into the stencil, set up the right temperature for the reball, and go. So we get the paste into the stencil. That's always a good thing. That's always a good thing. Paste into the stencil. Clean. Take a wipe. And now, let's see if we can get a reball here. I hope yes, I think no, because here was some solder paste missing. Okay. Let's give it a try, baby boomy. Circle, circle, circle. We have a rectangle CPU. So we start in the corner, we go to the corner, we go to the next corner, and we go to the next corner. This makes it a little bit more easy to reball a rectangle CPU. Then we just need to add a little tiny piece of flux here and flowing over with the hot air again. After that we are done. Take a fresh wipe and clean one time. Okay, and how does this look like? Let us have a look. Tim, what do you think?
Looks like new except for the glue.
Yeah, so I think this looks pretty good. So we just add some flux, some heat, And done. Now we can get the CPU back to the board, baby! So we need to fix this board in the fixture. Back to that. So, have a look at the CPU area on the board and clean that. Now we need to add the CPU to the board. Like this. Okay. I think this looks pretty perfect. And we can add some hot air to get this CPU down to this motherfucking board. Now we are fine. Adding hot air. Done. Boom! So now we just cool down the board a little bit. Then we just take a look from the side. And I think this looks pretty good. Let us see for the boot behavior and power supply before or we can just directly at the screen. Why not? Directly screen on, bad karma, but let's go. So, add this, activating the output, 4.2 volts battery voltage, adding tweezers, having a look at the values. Values look pretty fine. Tim, what do you think?
I'm bibbering.
Oh, you're bibbering, okay. I just lost the connection to the connector, so again. So, and okay, I lost the connection to the connector. Let's check again. Perhaps it doesn't want to boot, but we will see. I think it will. Please, please, please. And boom! We got it, baby! Yeah! Whoa, 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 whoa. So, we are on a motherfucking boot after we repaired the CPU on this iPhone 13 Pro motherfucking Max, baby. Boomy! Give my glasses, man. Dr. Ben is in the house. Yes, yo. Oh, yeah. Baby, let's hear. You have to blur the screen, Tim.
Yes, I will.
Oh, Boomy! The baby pictures are back. The phone is working. What the heck? Let's motherfucking go! Yeah. And in this video, you won't see a board reball again because we did this a lot of times within the last videos. So the board reball and getting the top layer board back to the bottom layer board I will do later, because now I have to drink a beer. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Subscribe the channel. I'm out, yours Dr. Ben. Boom!